How's it going, everybody? Just want to remind you that our next live show is Tuesday, July 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Tickets at nowherecomedyclub.com.
The live shows are so much fun. I mean, it's so much fun for us. We get to interact with you guys. People are sounding off in the chats. We're reading our favorite comments. We take some questions. We have somebody pitch a joke. Just the pressure of a live show. We can't think of something. We can't edit it out. It's the most time for us to not say something sexist, and we almost always do. So come see that. There's nothing quite like it. Every one of them, we're just like, wow, that was so much fun, and we get such a good feedback, and it's just so cool to get to interact with you live instead of just see your comments at like 2 in the morning.
Not only that, but for our live show, we usually have a guest, and we always have Lee Corbin coming out and drawing our jokes as well, and you get to interact with just not only us, but also them.
Please come out Tuesday, July 27th, 9 p.m. Eastern, nowherecomedyclub.com. Tickets are available now. Hopefully we will see you there.
And a lot of women in the audience, which you know what that means, right? Edit.
This is a placeholder song, until we replace the old song. This is a placeholder song for Is This Anything?
Hello, testing 1 2. This is my levels. Hello, am I loud?
I feel pretty good about this, guys.
Pretty good about that.
Lee, can you put on a black shirt though? Because
fuck.
Leedy has been known to be more like me. She'll do the bit.
yeah, oh yeah,
She'll put a black shirt on.
Mhm.
I've seen.
Yeah,
You.
that was me trying to decide if I was gonna do the bit. Okay, I'll do the.
No, come back.
It was perfect. It was perfect because it proved Rob wrong.
That was so funny.
You can't control a woman's body and wardrobe, you pieces of shit.
First one said she didn't put it on. Now we're going to be shipped that she did put it on.
I hope she puts on like a bright pink, like really.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
wanted to go completely out there now.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
She
I
comes
could
back-
also see
She
her-
comes back in like a bunny costume. We're like, what?
it's her mom.
She shaved her head and she's burning her bra.
A
You
dude
can't tell
sits
me what to
down.
do.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yay, happy Pride. Oh,
There
you
you
have
go.
a black one underneath.
Have a
Okay,
black
great.
one
We did
underneath.
it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Black Box production of Is This Anything?
It's gonna be the SNL sketch, the improv night or whatever. Have you guys not seen it?
I think I've seen
Saturday
this.
Night Live?
Yeah, they're in the
I
audience. They're
don't
watching
never
some
heard of
kind
it.
of like
I mean, I've
improv
heard
stuff.
about it, but I've never watched it.
I always felt like those were cheap shots whenever they made fun of stand-ups or improv. I'm like, you guys are old. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
You did that. You think you're above that? I know each of you did that. That's how
Right.
you got there where
It's
you are.
weird pot shot to take. I'm like, this is we've all
Can you believe there are comedians who aren't as successful as us on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
It's
I can't remember that.
hilarious.
I can't remember.
It's so funny.
I actually did really like Fred Armisen's character that is a comic.
Oh, the Native American comic who he has a character that he did on Weekend Update where he was a Native American but he did stand-up comedy.
I haven't seen that.
Okay.
Sounds problematic.
It was 2016. I'm pretty sure it was a different.
That's how I react to anything that sounds problematic now. I'm like, I haven't seen that. Sorry. I can't comment on what
I just
my
read the
opinion is.
dictionary because I'm just always trying to like expand my mind. But no, that sounds cute.
Ooh, there
you
are
guys
some
do.
really problematic words in that dictionary.
Yeah, there are. There are.
Problematic for one.
Yeah. I don't even know how to
The
spell
N-word.
it. That's really been the struggle.
You tell me what this word is? Ooh, that's problematic.
Welcome to. Okay.
yeah, welcome to the
no,
show.
You do it. You do, Jarret. Okay.
No, is Liz
same-
our first
Return
repeat
guest.
Yeah.
guest?
First,
I
a
believe-
lot of firsts. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, because first
first
guest.
woman.
Not the first woman we
First
have.
ex-president. Like,
First time we've had a repeat guest for sure.
First time we had a mean guest back.
yeah, I forgot I was
Everyone
such a
else did
dick.
it, the like.
First time we've
Great.
invited a bully back to redeem themselves and talk about their personal growth. Did you grow during the pandemic? Did you become a better person?
Or are you just going to tease us until we cry again?
Honestly, it really got me through the pandemic, is knowing I was better than you guys. It really helped. So
okay,
thank you
so
for
the
having me
answer
back.
is no.
No growth. First time back after her haircut.
Oh yeah,
Oh
guys.
yeah, what a lovely haircut it is.
Yeah,
Thank
She
you.
went
The little
we
bow?
went for the same one actually. Her and I were.
Oh yeah, no
Um,
bow on yours. What's up with that?
This needs to be said because we're in the flattery portion. My friend's 18-year-old son asked what my situation was yesterday.
Whoa.
I mean, first of all, gut laughed. Then I had to do the math because I'm a moron, and I was like, when could I have had this child? And I would have been 18. I had sex for the first time at 17, so I technically could have made this human.
Wow.
We both have very curly hair. And then I was like, I knew I looked good yesterday. So I don't know where you guys are in your life, but I feel pretty good right now.
That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Did you
Indeed.
answer him? What your situation
Yeah.
was? Just for
He
all
is-
of our 18-year-old listeners at home.
he is my friend's son, and also I don't know if I would fuck anybody under 32. I cannot
Okay.
imagine you can do anything for me physically or emotionally.
That's fair.
Totally
That
makes
is fair.
I just can't imagine it.
Some people are attracted to the blank canvas. You know, it's just
Not
like,
a woman,
ah.
a man maybe. There's not one woman that's like, I would love to teach. I've taught
I'm gonna
30
make him
and
into
40-year-olds how to be an adult. I am so, like, if I wanted to raise something, I would have had him. No.
Isn't there some part of you that's like, well, maybe he's impressionable enough that I could be like, it's good to know where the clitoris is.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he just got out of high school. If he paid attention in health class, maybe he fucking knows some shit. But no, there's zero desire for anybody younger than 32. I would think what is appealing to somebody significantly younger than you is that you have the upper hand. I have money. You know what I mean? I know about life. I don't give a fuck. But like, that's not what I want in a relationship. I have a cat. I don't need another pet. You know,
Yeah,
like
you could just come on this show to have the upper hand.
yeah, exactly.
Which, by the way, do you need anything right now? Because
yeah. I like send a list. I'm like,
Miss Miele?
I don't need to date someone young to feel better. I just need to roast all my friends and tell
Yeah,
them how shitty they are.
exactly. That's actually how I stay young. It's like a moisturizer.
Yeah.
I'm like, retinol, and then you put on
Jarret
hurting
tears.
feelings of your friends and family. Whenever I meet somebody young that's like mature, I'm like, who hurt you? You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong? Like, and then on the opposite spectrum, when you meet somebody, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, be mean to Leedy for once. Come on.
Yeah.
But then on the opposite spectrum, where you're meeting like a 45-year-old that's like truly immature, you're just like, I want to talk to your mother and figure out what exactly she did wrong so I can warn my friends, you piece of shit. Like, just like you're exhausting and you contribute to no one. Why are you here?
I don't
do
know
really
if Rob is doing a bit or like he's that person.
Oh, he's bringing his cat. Oh, kitty time.
I don't even need a justification for this.
My cat has a cyst on her forehead, and
Aw.
I know. Look at the little cyst. She's fine, but it was funny because she got it right before I had a sweet 16 party for my cat. That's how you stay single. What do you have in your hand?
Is that
Mm.
was
Is it a microphone cover?
No, it's a cat.
Oh, you dick. I got all excited. I was like, we're really doing something here.
Mhm.
But anyway, she got this cyst right before I had like a sweet 16 party for my cat. And my friend was like, oh, that's when you get a pimple before prom. Is everybody petting what they care about? Is that
yes, I care about a tissue.
I don't know what you do at night.
Well, now you do.
So welcome back.
Yeah. Long story short, I'm here. I'm excited. I'm honored.
Before we get started, I have another song. I don't know, Liz, would you be privy to us? We need a new theme song, so we've been trying some out. Mostly me, but I have our latest rendition after
great.
being, made fun of for my first.
Is this
listen.
songs you're singing? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a song that I've made in some form or another.
And
Yeah, we've had Brett wrote 2. I wrote 1 that was sort of meant just to be a placeholder song. We had 3 come in from a fan. We actually
It
had a
wasn't
4th.
sorta meant to be a placeholder
Yeah,
song.
it was fully a placeholder.
It is a placeholder song. It's you singing about how it's a placeholder song.
I mean, agree, disagree.
Jarret tried as hard as he could to write an excellent song, and it became a
And it just
placeholder.
this is a placeholder song. Anyways, We had 3 come in from a fan. We got another one from Brett, and we have another one from a different fan. I think
fan
we should
one
do
as well?
Brett's. I think we should do yours first.
Okay. I'm like, oh, cool. Well, the guys made fun of me on the first one, but now Liz is here. That'll go better.
I've grown. I'm a good person now.
Just a few fellas on a podcast, written in a picture, jokes and sharing some laughs. Or I ride the bread drug, Jerry Bernstein. Ooh, they wanna know if it's something, is this anything?
Brett, that was awesome.
All right.
So good.
Not yet.
A real solid Elvis impression, in addition to just being a good song. Well done.
Is that your voice?
That was my voice. Yes. I also was surprised because I cannot sing, but at least I
That was
thought
really
so.
good.
I
But
thought so.
Elvis can, and you're doing an impression of him. So Brett, walk us through those lyrics real quick, because it was I would have brought the vocals up just a little bit. I couldn't hear it
Oh,
exactly.
there it
I-
is.
yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. It's got a little muddled.
I mean, my tech would have been exemplary. No, that's not the right word.
That's it.
Exemplary?
Mhm.
Thank you, exemplary.
Her tech would have been just as spot on as her
As
reading
my
of that joke.
pronunciation.
Yeah.
No, I heard everybody's name and I heard the new jokes part, but yeah, I didn't hear what the beginning said.
Just a few fellas on a podcast,
Okay.
riffing and pitching
Riffing and
jokes
rapping.
and sharing some laughs. Brett Druck, Rob Ryan, Jarret Berenstein. Is this anything? I think that's it.
Pretty good.
Was that a pulled
Simple.
track as well?
Yes, that was Acoustic Blues by Audionautics.com.
Oh, Audionautics, huge fan.
Mhm. You know what? He's terrible live.
Okay, so we have a song we
The
like.
search continues.
Do you
Oh,
guys?
But I love it.
So Ashley sent in a track,
Ashley.
but she did not, and she wrote lyrics, but she didn't sing on the track. So I had to do the vocals, and I had to sort of like beef up the lyrics a little bit because the song was long and the lyrics that she wrote were short.
These
but
vocals
it's mostly
better
her.
be Leveled
Is this
right.
is this Hetherington?
Is it Ashley with 2 E's?
It is Ashley with 2 E's, yes.
Okay, great.
Ashley Hetherington. She's
Yeah.
awesome. I actually got to meet her in person in Sacramento.
On tour.
So
I can't wait to hear about you guys' tour also.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay. So like I said, this is her song, her lyrics, my vocals. I added just a smidge. All right?
It's not how you spell Ashley.
What's the order? RBJ drunk on vacation. Rob, look out. Brett needs justification. Jarrett's a liberal. Each week a wellspring of funny bits they make better. Yo, is this anything? It's is this anything? It's is this anything? It's is this anything? It's is this anything?
Wow, that was good.
Okay.
Sweet 80s vibes.
Yeah,
Look at you guys.
That was fun.
Now do it as Elvis, please.
Could you go over the lyrics though? Because I would have brought the vocals up.
Yeah,
Like,
sound
Mhm.
mixing award.
Yeah.
does not
Sure.
go up.
No.
That is
sure.
that is actually my real feedback.
Sure. Okay. Real petty of you, Brett. You can't come up with your own criticism? All right.
I just hit.
So yeah, the lyrics that she wrote was like, what's the order, RBJ? Rob, look out. Brett needs justification.
Nice.
Jarrett's
I
a
like that a
liberal.
lot.
Hey, these
That's
are all
really funny.
inside.
That was it.
That's great.
I was just like, I thought it was so funny that she's like, this is the thing that we did with Rob. This is the thing we did with Brett. Jarrett's a liberal.
I love that. That's so funny.
Did she write that music, or did she also pull it?
She
from
told me in the email, it's called Song Don't Get Your Hopes Up. That's the title of the email. I worked on this for weeks. Just kidding. I spent my day off doing a crash course on the Band Lab app.
So it sounds like she created this. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
is really
Yeah.
cool.
She's right up there with audio.
Nautics.com.
She
Yeah,
should tour
this
with
is-
Audionautics.
This is so cool. I'm gonna say, fans, let's keep this going. Now make theme songs that include every time Liz is on.
Yeah. It's just them shitting on me.
Curly hair, fucking cat.
Yeah.
It's the exact same songs before, just like, and Liz is mean. Tell us about your tour, guys. I want to hear all about it.
Liz, if you don't know, Brett and Leedy actually got to go to Northern California and do some shows this past week.
Yeah, we were
Nice.
in Sacramento and San Francisco on the Hofstadter tour, and it was really, really cool. Leedy fucking killed it. She was just like a star of the show. People were loving it. Her live drawings, and she just like fit in so well with the tour, and it was just great.
How was it?
It's
Can I ask how is it set up? Like, Leedy, like, are you drawing while they're performing? Are you drawing while they're performing and then you show them afterwards? Like,
Yep.
Yeah, I draw throughout the whole show, and I watch for any like the crowd work or heckler moments, and I draw those too. And then I draw the Q&A, and then I have a projection capability, so I project my screen onto the back of the theater, and then I get to show them.
that's awesome. I
And then
love
really
people
fun.
buy prints after the show, and Leedy prints them out.
It's so much fun.
Did you
Yeah.
bring a printer
so
with you
cool.
to print out the prints?
Yeah.
I brought my cute little portable printer. Yeah.
Leedy on tour is just like this walking drawing robot.
Yeah.
It's got a printer. Just
Brett
and a
described it
projector.
as like
"Ah."
photographer apocalypse or something. Like a photographer had to survive in the apocalypse. Very much so.
That's awesome. I love that.
I had so much fun. It was great. Yeah. Thank you for the compliments, Brett. Andrew did great. No. No, everyone killed it. It was so much fun. They were so welcoming. I wasn't even like intimidated after the first day. It was fantastic, and I just can't wait to go
But
back.
during
out
that first
in the
day,
fall.
we really stuck it to
Yeah,
it.
that first day. God, as soon as I got into the van, they all just kind of stared at me for a good minute, and then I was like, "Oh, this is initiation."
Yes.
And then we sacrificed. Yeah, it was great. It was a
Sit
good
in the
time.
back, noob.
How do you draw bombing?
Oh, see right here, I could be really mean, but I don't want to pick on anyone in particular, so
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
going
I'm
to.
just trying to look for a target, but there's
Yeah.
nobody that's-
Did you
It almost feels-
outsell Rivers?
What's that?
Did you outsell Rivers?
No.
Oh.
with your prints?
Dance.
Ah, damn it.
With your prints? I don't know if that's true. You sold a lot of prints.
You think I don't
We should
know.
definitely figure this out because Rivers is extremely competitive, and he would be very upset if he knew that he lost.
No,
I don't know. I was just assuming I
Andrew
didn't. 'cause
Rivers,
did seem
very
like-
very strong comic. He has one of the tightest merch pitches I've ever seen. It is like he gets applause breaks on his merch pitch, and it is just like punch, punch, punch. And he has a great shirt that he sells that like people. It's just a good piece of merch. People love it to the point where you're like, I don't want to stand next to you on the merch line.
Yeah. Although turns out you don't want to stand next to me in the merch
Oh
line.
yeah, we did. There was a
Yeah,
while where
bitch.
I was
Oh.
selling like no merch, and I was like, I had new merch, and I was like, I guess my merch sucks because I'm having really good sets. And then people were just like, oh, I wanted River shirt, and just like passing me, and I'm like, okay. And then I was like, this is the last night, or Rivers, could we just switch positions so I could just rule it out of my head? And it completely flipped. I sold a ton of merch, and nobody was buying any River stuff. So I was like, oh, we standing next to Leedy is the
It's a
dead area.
curse. Don't
Can I
stand
also
next
just
to me.
say, like, selling t-shirts is the worst merch. Like just figuring it out, carrying it, all that. Like, it's the worst merch, but it's also the easiest merch at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
I sold a cat shirt, which I made so it wasn't attached to my jokes. It's just that I always have some joke about my cat. So it really was whether you liked me or not, you bought it. And this is like over 8 years ago. But it was because of like sizing and ordering and like all that stuff. And like half your suitcase is shirt. It's like all that stuff is the worst, but I would never come home with t-shirts.
Yeah, yeah, people love t-shirts. I just
And I would
refuse to
bomb and
carry-
still sell them. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's a cat shirt.
yeah. I mean, Rivers.
Yeah.
I like
No,
you
we-
said, love it, love me or hate me. They were still buying these shirts. Like, I want to buy hate specific merch where I'm like, hey guys, if you like my set, you can buy my book.
Oh,
If you didn't like my set, you can buy this shirt that says like Trump 2024 on it.
That'd actually be really smart to be like, I love Liz Miele. And then if you didn't like it, I hate Liz Miele. I would like to profit on either. Worst show I've ever seen, Liz Miele. Best show I've ever seen.
Rob, Liz, how are you guys doing?
I have a cat book if we want to stay on theme of merch.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
yeah,
great.
tell us about it.
Yeah, I published a
At
book.
the end of the show when we do plugs. No, tell us now.
I know. I published a book March 30th called "Why Cats Are Assholes," and I'm a published
awesome.
author. I cut my hair. I'm a published author.
Wow.
I'm like, I don't know if I can do this show again. Like, I'm just super big time.
I feel like I'm watching Emily in Paris right now.
It's Damn, Liz.
He's a whole new woman.
You're watching me blossom.
Honestly, Liz, what's your situation?
Oh,
Got an
as a
energy.
top-
What is
Can I
it?
also say this?
I have
taught
lunch
myself-
7th period. I'm just wondering what your situation is.
Can you slip a number in the DMs of a chat of Zoom? Hey, Brett. I will say this. I taped something that's not going to air. You know when you tape like a pilot for something and you know it's not. So I taped a thing for HBO Max that's not going to air. But they had a makeup person, and I don't know if you're like this, Leedy. If someone's going to do my makeup, I'm like, it's my favorite part because I don't know what I'm doing. Like I'm doing the same thing I did in middle school makeup wise, and it's like just make it less me.
Highlighters and stickers.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's all glitter and stickers. So
I offered to do ladies' makeup on the tour, and she said no.
You should call me lady.
I meant lady.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wasn't talking about you. He's just like, I saw a lady.
I offered
Hey,
to
lady,
do the
can I do
woman's
your makeup?
The woman, the girl.
You look terrible.
You look so horrible. Can I just help you
Can I
there?
do your makeup?
but that's
my
almost
merch.
what happened. So I had this makeup guy. I was so excited to get my makeup done, and I asked for a cat eye because I don't know how to do it, and I just think it looks nice. And he did such a horrific job that I took it off later, and then I decided I'm going to learn how to do it.
Slit.
It was
in
just
your eyeball.
it looked like a cat got hit by a car. Yours looks lovely.
Oh, no.
Actually, it's a bit smudgy, but we're gonna pretend it was great. Yeah.
Hey,
But-
cab.
But I learned how to do a cat eye. So I really am a new woman. I'm not doing it now. I don't wear
Oh.
makeup for this shit. But
There she is.
I was hiding. But yeah, so cat book, cat eye. My cat's still alive. I'm touring again. I wrote some cat jokes.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to hear about your upcoming tour dates, but I also want to say that I got into this years ago. I got into the final round of this comedy competition. I was really excited about it. I'd never done anything like that cool in comedy before. And the day before, I was filming something outside, and I got this like massive raccoon sunburn on my face.
No.
And so I was talking to my
look
friend.
So fucking hot.
All the judges were raccoons, so I killed it. We love the raccoon. So I was talking to my friends about it. I was like, I don't even know what to do about this. Like, do I buy some concealer or something? And my friend was like, you know, if you go to a makeup counter, the people there will just like do your makeup for free. And, you know, they're just with the expectation that you might buy something. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. So I go down to Bloomingdale's and I just went up to the makeup counter, and I've never done anything like this before. So I was just like, do you do makeup on people like for free? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, well, I'm just trying to get rid of this
monstrosity that is my face.
Sunburn on my face. It's supposed to be on camera later. And they're like, yeah, sure. So sit me down in this chair that's facing the entrance of Bloomingdale's. They start like doing me up, blah, blah, blah. And as this is happening, 3 people that I know walk into Bloomingdale's. Not together, separately. Just in the 20 minutes or whatever that it took. Just hey, I guess it's a Monday. Jarrett's doing his makeup at Bloomingdale's.
I like the idea that you get more and more progressive with each person that comes, where you're just like, well, I think it's important that men understand how women have to hide themselves, and I'm just experimenting that. And and then the next person comes and you're just like, well, sometimes you have a blemish and it's okay to cover it up. And men can wear makeup too. You're just shouting at people.
The 5th person comes in.
You're part of the problem.
Yeah.
By the end of it, he's like, I'm beautiful.
There's like sparkles and stickers on you.
Yeah, I do kind of wish you were like, could you just fix this weird thing, this sunburn I have? And then you come out like just like a full-on drag queen.
Oh, dude, that's the MAC makeup counter. Leedy, you probably know that. You go into MAC and they're like, do you want to do your makeup? And you're like, if you're going to do it like yours, then no, thank you. Like, because it is like truly a rainbow flag across their face. And you're like, I'm going to work. Like I'm not in a parade or anything.
You're like, am I supposed to use your face to paint somebody else's face?
Yeah, I was like, are you just going to slam your face into mine and it's like a stamp?
I asked you to just get rid of the sunburn, and I seem like I've got a unicorn thing happening.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I like Jarret comes in the next day. He's like, oh, you got another shoot? He's like, yeah.
I did so well.
I booked another shoot.
They keep booking me for these comedy competition finals,
Jared's Googling, where are there more Bloomingdale's? I've used this one up.
Can you make me look different enough that I can go back to my original Bloomingdale's?
Yeah.
I don't want them to think that I'm getting my makeup done
Did
too
they
often.
help you? Honestly, were they able to kind of cover
Oh,
the
yeah.
red?
It looked perfect. It looked like, and in the video, it's like the best I've ever looked on a random ass comedy show video.
I kind of like, it's actually the reason I asked for the follow-up is because makeup does have, like, when I do my makeup, I'm just kind of evening out my skin tone, and then I like my eyes, so I'm just kind of making my eyes look more eye-like. But like, I think it took me, how people are like, makeup tricks men, and I never understood that until like Instagram and TikTok, because then I was like, oh, these women make different faces, but that's not what most women are doing. They're just like, hey, I'm just trying to even my skin tone because skin tone's not always even, and then I just kind of like, I like some color. But it is really funny that when guys actually experience makeup, that you're doing the same thing that most women do, which is like, I'm just trying to make this look slightly better.
Yeah, 100%. And one of my TikTok videos, I had the light a little too harsh on me, and I hadn't slept well, and like 3 comments were like, "Dude, are you okay? You look terrible." And at that point, I was like, I should learn how to do makeup for these videos.
Yeah.
Just something, just like to even things out, so I don't have the giant shadows under my eyes and stuff like that.
And then one of my favorite quotes, and I actually looked for it and I can't find it, but it's like 15 years old. But I was like, somebody asked Brad Pitt about something political. He goes, I wear makeup for a living. Like, why are you asking me that? And I was like, yeah, that is the right response.
And they were like, Brad, you're an actor. And he
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
I thought I was wearing makeup. I thought they paid me because of the makeup.
No, that's not what my manager said.
Yeah. He's like putting on mascara.
Yeah. They asked me to wear makeup, and I said, well, this is really boring. Can I read some lines, while I'm wearing the makeup? And they were like, sure, can we film it? And he's like, I don't care what you do.
Yeah, I don't care
what you do.
I like that you said you like your eyes, so you make them look more like eyes. Because I don't like my eyes, so I would make them look like mouths.
Yeah, smart.
Or a couple of ears,
lipstick all the
2
way
more
around.
ears.
There actually are some really cool makeup artists that do like what do you call it? Like if you're making somebody look like a zombie, like
Like
Special effects.
thank you,
Like-
special effects stuff, but they'll do stuff like that where they paint over their eyes and it looks like mouths. So then when their
I've
eyes
seen
open, it's like there's some really cool funky shit on the internet.
It'd be cool to be like, oh yeah, I did my makeup, and then you do that, and then some guy's like, wow, who's she?
Ooh.
I want
one
the
with
girl
the-
with the 3 mouths.
Yeah.
2 more holes.
Bro, there were eyes. The next
Now
morning.
now she's
Why
literally
women
like,
always
good
lie
enough.
with makeup?
Never stopped me before.
So, what's your tour schedule like? Do you go out like couple times a month, or what's on the docket going forward?
It's so, I don't know if you guys are experiencing this. It's like so disjointed. Like my April looked almost normal. May I did like 1 week at a casino, which was like longer than the entire pandemic, longest week of my life. And then June I had literally 2 shows on the same night, and that's it. Like I'm doing stuff in the city. July looks normal. August I quit comedy. And then like September, October, they're starting to look somewhat normal. We'll see what'll happen. It's very hit and miss. And like usually July is my dead month. So I'm grateful that it's not dead, but it's just everything is
it's all
it's not
out of whack.
consistent. Yeah.
It's a little bit, so I get the same feeling walking around New York and seeing some places are just like crazy busy, and right next to it is a business that is completely shuttered because of the pandemic. It's like the city is trying to figure out how to be itself again, like when you try to have sex for the first time after surgery. That's how I feel
surgery?
about.
What are you saying? You launched into that like.
What surgery did you have? Is this penis surgery?
How many
No.
surgeries have you had?
If you have you gotta have like a cyst removed, then you get stitches in your side. So then the sex the first time is a little weird because you don't want to rip your stitches.
How that
you
relate
really
to
are
great-
you're
Yeah.
so much older than your face says. Are you 90? You know, if you have hip surgery and you try to bang again, and they're like, Grandpa, this is not the time.
But your
I-
wife of 20 years is like, no, not tonight. And you're like, come on.
It's so funny you say that.
Eyes.
It's so funny you say that because just like 3 episodes ago, we were talking about all the doctor's appointments that I went on that week and how I did like an endoscopy and went to see a hepatologist and stuff like that. So that was very astute observation. I do have the body of a 90-year-old man.
So what you meant is like, so you know how every time you want to have sex, you've just had surgery?
You know,
I want to tell that joke like I'm a
days out
bro-y.
from some surgery.
I want to tell that joke like I'm a bro. It's just like, you guys ever notice how every time you have sex, it's just after you had surgery?
Then
Right?
you like pop up and you look like Frankenstein, like you have molts and like scars on your face, and you're just like, "Hey man, are you real? Are you a real human? You know when you come back from the dead and you want to fuck?" Like,
So what were you gonna finish
Yeah,
that
I
sentence
have
with?
really.
I was gonna say, I think that the stand-up world is exactly like that. You know, it's like, kind of like very start and go, and just like we're not really sure, like what's open, who's working, blah blah blah. And so
Your
Did I
wound.
bought my stitches.
exactly.
and then you need like a doctor written approval. Yeah.
Yeah, but I forge those all the time. Can you tell you how many times the doctor's told me not to have sex and I've had sex?
Yeah.
He's like, you are contagious. You are super contagious.
That's a weird way to talk about your sperm. That's
There'll be more of you.
the world does not need this.
Oh no, the next pandemic.
It's like Mogwais. It's just like, this is a Jarret. Do not have sex with it. Because it will just make more Jarrets.
Poor Jared.
Terrible.
These little Benjamin Buttons. pop-
What about Rob and Jarret? What's going
Rob
on?
Ryan.
Oh, Jarret, you shared it a little bit with us?
Oh man, we've been talking so much. I'm good. You guys killed it.
Oh, I noticed that, Rob, you have a new technique for when you don't know what to share. You guys have really covered it, so I'll just
man,
save it
just
for next
Shout
time.
outs. High fives all around. All right.
But he looks selfless, and that's what really matters.
Yeah.
So I have been back on working on Wild and Out, the TV show Wild and Out.
Great.
And this is my last week of
They
doing
need
that.
that young perspective.
They-
Can't wait to see that Wild Out sketch about
They're just
the
like
surgery.
19-year-olds just like, what the hell? What is this script?
You know me. It's Jarret B. I just got out of surgery.
Oh!
I'm not really digging this monologist. Just got back from my hepatologist.
What do you do on the show?
I transcribe. Basically, I put everything together for the editors and the producers. After they film a show, I write everything down and then sort of organize it so that the editors can work on it and the producers can pick which jokes they like, stuff like that.
Oh, the fun stuff.
Yeah, the really fun stuff, yeah. But because I'm watching rap all day, like my brain is sort of like geared in that direction. And so like last night I was just hanging out with Kirsten and she was like, we were just like teasing each other and she's like, who are you? Who is this guy? I was like, you know me. I'm Jarret B. I rock the hardest from the W to the E.
Did you say it in that tone?
Whack, I just threw it
I
in
did.
the back.
Yeah. Because I don't rap. Like, I'm not good at it, so I'm not going to try to, like, make it cool.
Didn't know there was so much singing on this show.
Hmm? A little.
I really feel misled. You guys really have changed.
Is this anything? I think we should get started with the jokes. If we're all
boy.
caught up.
I had one more follow up to me
Yeah, do that.
accidentally calling Lady is that Lady Corbin is like Lady, but she's like a Jessica Rabbit, va va voom. Like,
Lady
it's
Corbin.
Lady Corbin. Oh,
I think that's like Leedy's evil twin sister, who's like a femme fatale.
yeah.
Oh,
Also,
you looking for
I-
Leedy?
I know the moment's passed, but I did my makeup.
Nice.
Who's that?
Wow, she's so much more pretty than that three-mouthed bitch.
I'm Lady Corbin.
What a nightmare.
That's how
All
you
right.
tell them apart.
I thought you looked beautiful. They're such monsters.
Thank you. I know.
Crunch the
They're
patriarchy.
identical
Seriously.
twins, except one of them, instead of eyes and a nose, has just 3 more mouths. Otherwise, you cannot tell them apart.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, that's their mom.
And her dad has 0 mouths. That's how they...
Yeah, they got the 3.
Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready for our order this week?
Yes.
Woo!
All right. RBJ, take it away. Our order is
Order
Brett,
record.
Rob, Liz, Jarret.
Brett, Rob, Liz, Jarret.
Oh,
Brett, Rob,
nice.
Liz, Jarret. Brett, Rob, Liz, Jarret.
Woohoo! I am so happy to kick this off.
Kick it off.
Spirit Airlines is the only airline that has made me feel like they might ask me mid-flight if I can chip in for gas. The seats in Spirit Airlines are so close together, it seems like they're in storage. They're like, this airplane is a good place to put all these seats until we can install them in a bigger airplane. Those are my airline jokes, which I don't have any of.
This
So-
is, I like this because especially right after another, it almost feels like you are trying out a different comedian persona, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're just like roasting Spirit Airlines, just like joke after joke. And so I would say write like 5 more.
Okay.
I would also, I mean, so I get that as comedians, we fly more than the average person, but people are going to start flying at least more or traveling more because people haven't traveled. So I actually think there's something really relatable about it. And I don't know about you, but flights are fucking crazy right now. Like they're so fucking expensive. So the audacity, and I get that, you know, they didn't make money, but I have no sympathy. But like, it's more money, and they've been cutting what you get for years. So
Right.
there's something to kind of put in, like all the what do you call it, like shitting on them, like all the stuff about what sucks about them, but then comparing it to the fact that you're paying more than you've ever paid, where you're just like, oh, for, you know, the simple price of your rent, you could be farted on by, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like
yeah.
all of Coach, like whatever. But like, I think there's something to intertwine with the fact that more people are traveling. There's inexperienced travelers next to experienced travelers and then it's more expensive and less enjoyable.
Yeah, and now you have to have a mask on the whole time, which just makes flying so much more fun.
Do you think this is funny that if the seats on Spirit Airlines were any closer, it would be the world's largest orgy?
That is funny. I had an old joke about if you've never been to a concert and gotten to body surf or crowd surf on there and wanted to know what it's like, then just get a ticket on Spirit Airlines, and that's how you get to your seat.
Also,
Yeah.
I wonder if, like, have you ever hit on somebody on Spirit Airlines, like, and just realized that, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something about like trying to hit on somebody on Spirit Airlines and realizing that you're like, I need to do better. Like, I need to hit on somebody at Delta.
That's really cool. Or
Everybody
like
on
you met someone at the airport, but like you're on a Spirit flight and you're like, oh.
Oh, they're like,
no.
oh,
Yeah. They're like, I gotta go to my Delta flight. You're like, no.
yeah.
Everybody who is on Spirit Airlines is on Plenty of Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Spirit Airlines is actually the first airline that I ever got mad at how cheap they were, because I've never had an issue with that before. But Spirit Airlines was the first airline that like they didn't let you just bring every bag on. They would start charging you.
Yeah.
And then all the other airlines were like, ooh, that's a really good idea, Spirit Airlines. Thank you very much. Spirit Airlines is almost like the rough draft for how shitty an airline can be. And then
I like that a
the
lot,
other
yeah.
airlines sort of like pick up on it, you know?
Yeah. It's like a little writer's room for how low can you go?
Also, you know, with
Love that.
like, I would never get discount laser eye surgery. Like, I'm already like, those are my eyes. And then you think about like discount flights, you're like, that's my whole body. Like, that's who I am. Like, why am I taking a discount flight in the sky? Like, I would like to pay full price so I know that I get there. Thank you.
I feel the same way about weather delays. You know, like obviously it's annoying, but I know there's people on the flight who are just like, I don't care. I will die. I
And
want
you're
to take a risk.
Like the weather must be terrible. Like this, like they're trying to rape you for your money in every other way possible, and they canceled the flight. Like
That's how you know it's scary.
yeah, someone at the top was like, God, let it go anyway, and they were like scientists being like, no.
No, you're gonna lose your
Really?
cheap customers, and then you won't have an airline.
Exactly.
I just like there's like a group of scientists that are like, you
Yeah, just like reading the data. It's like, no, boss, you can't possibly.
You have to like remind them that it's more expensive to crash planes than to fly them safely.
Yeah.
That would be scary. If it became more inexpensive to just let the planes crash, then we're really fucked. That would be terrible.
That's the next thing that Spirit's doing. They're experimenting like
Crash test
crash.
dummies, but they're people and it's their planes.
You know, we waste a lot of time and money on landing. If we just, I kind of like the structure of this joke. I wanted to point out earlier was I haven't taken a random thing and just went ahead and roasted it. You know, that's not something that I've like engaged in doing very often for my regular sets. So it's kind of fun to just openly think about, it's almost like you're in a roast battle with somebody, but you happen to be roast battling.
But they can't roast you back.
Yeah, and they can't roast
Sounds
you back.
awesome.
So this is
Actually, there's some great Twitter accounts. I would love if you roasted them on Twitter and then you just found them and they just destroyed you. They're just like, oh, Brett, I see you have 6 followers. Go fuck yourself. Like,
I once got
that'd be great.
clapped back by AOL Mail for using it as a reference of like, oh, you probably have an AOL Mail account. And then AOL Mail was like, oh, yeah, well, fuck you. I don't remember exactly what they said. It wasn't that great, but I was like, I just made me so happy that they responded.
yeah. There is something funny about actually roasting them on Twitter, and they just look you up and they'd be like, oh, I see that you're going to Sacramento. We don't even go there. Like,
One thought I had was I would like it. It would be funny if Spirit Airlines, like, if that treatment kind of extended past just the flight, maybe into the gates itself on your way to Spirit. Maybe even at the cab ride when you're like, hey, you're going to the airport. Like, oh, which terminal? Like, oh, I'm going to Spirit. They're like, tuh. You're like, oh, all right. All right, thanks, buddy. Okay.
I like that. Yeah, well, great ideas. I love the writer's room idea, like that they're just trying stuff out. That's really funny. Yeah, I think this will be fun. It's not my normal style, but I think that the first couple ideas have some legs, and I can work on that. And I do like the idea of just putting a bunch of punches on there.
oh, I just had one other idea. Like, you know how like certain airlines, you could be a medallion, you could be a whatever, but like you just have a card that you made, and you're like, and here's my medallion Spirit card, and it's just like I don't know, like aluminum foil or like
It's like a Subway punch card.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know how this works, but in my brain, it's funny that it's a bottle cap. All right, is that all we got for Brett, everybody?
Rob
Well,
seems like he wants to
I
say
wanted to make one
Hmm.
more point separately about airlines that I'm always been so alarmed by. It seems like, they're always scraping by, like they're always figuring out ways to like, we gotta get another penny, we gotta figure out another dollar, And to me, it's like you have the gift of flight. Like it seems like such a slam dunk business model. Like everybody wants to fly. You have this ability, and you're still just like every year, like, how are we gonna? I don't know how are we gonna? Like, how did you screw this up? It makes no sense. It seems like so easy. McDonald's doesn't freak themselves out this way. People come in, they get their stuff, and they're just like, we gotta fuck the customers over somehow. I don't know how to do. We're gonna do it, but we gotta do it.
I mean, my brain is going to the rich assholes who make a ton of money off of the airlines and are just sitting there eating caviar in their private jets. It's like, I don't know what's going on with these spreadsheets. I don't know. We're never in the black.
There's something weird about like flight attendants that I've watched over the years where the same thing has happened with pharmacists where they just keep giving them more and more stuff to do. And it seems like they probably aren't paying them better. Yeah, I just like pharmacists now, they have to be like, yeah, I can give you a shot and look at your rash. And it's just like so weird.
No, I like that. Like the way the duties of like nurses have increased over the years, pharmacists as well. Where and when you think about all of the things that they need to be trained for, like, oh yeah, we know basic hand-to-hand combat in case something you're doing. Like, really? Like, yeah, that's what we're.
Well, they've also got to hawk the like special airline credit card and also the loyalty programs as well. They're giving them a merch pitch. Basically, in addition to getting everybody drinks and stopping terrorists.
That would be funny if a nurse after you had surgery was like, can I recommend, heroin instead of, whatever we're like, it's cheaper. It actually it makes you feel good about your back pain regardless. Like, and my son sells it. So
now it's time for Rob Ryan.
All right. Jokes. So I got this idea. Let me know if this is anything. And okay, some people think religious people talk about God too much. But I was realizing that if I truly believed what they believe, I think I'd be talking about God all the time. Like, it would be a nonstop, no chance would I, like, people just be like, oh yeah, did you see Christy on Instagram? I'd be like, you're going to hell. Everyone's going to hell. Who cares? Who cares about all this stupid shit? Do you know what's happening? Do you know what's going to happen if you don't change? ah, and I wouldn't be able. Like I cannot harbor any judgment towards a Jehovah's Witness who wants to tell me about Jesus when I've told my 20th friend about Breaking Bad. Like so. All right,
That is excellent. I love it, Rob.
Yeah, I like the idea that if you're to put yourself in that perspective, that they're almost not talking about God enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
the whole
excellent.
concept. I'm like, they are very reserved. Actually,
Yeah.
they're showing a lot of restraint, waking up every day knowing that their best friends and family and loved ones will not be going to heaven with them, are going to suffer a horrific eternity of damnation. Like, that's terrifying.
When you see a crazy person on the street who's just ranting and raving about that, you're like, that guy gets it.
Yeah.
Now that guy's a real believer.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. He is commensurate with yeah.
That is kind of that's the level I want from everybody.
Right.
Yeah. You take everybody on the subway, point to them. I was just saying, because I think I don't want you to do it in the vegan sense, because I think people shit on vegans too much, but anybody that's had a diet that has been helpful to them to feel better has been the person that they're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, dude, you cut out broccoli and it changes, like my skin looks better, I'm sleeping better. You cut out sugar. Like anybody that's done an extreme diet, keto, paleo, veganism,
Cutting out broccoli.
cutting out broccoli. Everybody knows.
It might be my favorite specific. Oh, I cut out broccoli.
out
I
broccoli.
could never cut out broccoli. I know. I thought that too. But then you can substitute it with like meat
it's
or
called the kid
candy.
diet.
You know.
But broccoli's everywhere.
Kid diet. If you just listen to 6-year-olds and cut out broccoli, you'll feel
I hear you,
better.
but my favorite soda has broccoli. My favorite bread has broccoli.
Can I still eat spinach? Yes, you can still eat spinach.
Oh,
So broccoli. What about cauliflower? Are you even listening?
How do you like being roasted, Liz? Hot!
Well, the point was to make a silly example, and then you guys were like, it was too silly.
it was too silly.
But it's the same idea as somebody that has done diets that has changed their insides. Like, I remember I went off sugar for 2 years because I was having really bad health problems, and I went off a bunch of stuff, but I'm a sugar addict and I don't drink and I don't really do drugs. So to cut out sugar is like the only fun thing. It's the only thing that made me relatable. And I cut it out for 2 years, and I was outside the stand. This was like maybe 5 years ago. And I think Vecchione, Mike Vecchione was like, oh yeah, I cut off sugar. And then I forget who came. I think it was probably Soder that was like, I can't fucking hear this conversation one more goddamn. Nobody gives a fuck about how much better your body and your life. And I was like, whoa. And then I was like, he's still addicted to sugar. Like, that's just somebody that just hasn't really dealt with their demons. And like, you can tell, like, I've been in that mode where I've been annoying because it's changed my life. So I think there's something that you can kind of compare to anybody. You know, somebody that becomes sober and they're like not the worst anymore. I love watching Brett eat this. Are you gonna do a bag of chips next?
I don't have a problem.
Brett heard sugar and he was reminded that he had a half melted popsicle that he had to deep throat on camera.
I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do that in 5 minutes. We've gotten everywhere.
Oh my!
Yeah, you really timed that perfectly. A plus.
No, that
He's
was
like,
the
I am also
intention.
thinking about giving up sugar.
You guys are saying this like it's a riff on the thing that I did accidentally. That was the intention.
Nah, Brett, you don't get it. It was really funny.
Yeah,
I'm a comedian too.
we're noticing the thing. The amount of times that happens to me in my life is insane, where someone will point out the funny thing I did. I'm like, you don't think I purposefully did the funny thing? I'm historically funny.
I'm on stage with a microphone right now. Oh my god, dude, that story you just told up there is so funny.
It actually is really funny. I don't know if you know this. But there
Now,
are parts that it
Rob, what I wanted to say about your joke, though, because
Yeah.
the way that it was set up, it almost sounded like not that they were worried about everybody going to hell, but that the concept of God is so amazing that they need to talk about that.
Oh, okay. I do like the positive spin on it.
Yeah.
Instead of just harping on the negative.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's a little bit like if Wolverine existed. You know, and it's I wouldn't stop talking about it if there was a real life Wolverine, you know,
and then
or a
if
real
you
life
were
Batman.
friends with Wolverine, because that's the other thing.
Yeah.
People are like, God is my friend. God looks over me. And like, if I found out like Wolverine, like I had Wolverine's number in my phone, I would fucking be that kid that was just like, yeah, that's Wolverine's number. You know, sometimes he texts me, not a big deal. And you could be like, yeah, like I had this really big bill from the hospital and I didn't know how I was going to pay it. And then it got paid for and God did that because like he cares about me. I'm sorry. I don't know if God cares about you, but I don't really have problems because God cares about me. So it's fine. No.
I know a guy who talks to God.
Yeah.
Every Sunday, me and like 100 people go and we just listen to this guy because he talks to God.
I'm 2 degrees away from God.
And sometimes the guy who talks to God, he talks to me.
Once a ceremony, I go up and he feeds me a piece of bread. He uses his fingers and he puts it in my mouth.
It's God bread.
I've got God's digits. I just gotta do this. And then I pray.
Precious. Yeah, he's like he's like Superman. He has incredible powers, and if you really believe he exists, we should be talking about him all the time.
Yeah. That makes that. Yeah, I like that. I kind of like the idea too of a person who doesn't want to name drop but has to in the it's like I don't want to say like what like. That every Sunday I go to this place, I talk to God, and it's like he listens to me. He hooks you up with some stuff. I'm sure you've
It's
heard
kind
of
of exclusive.
It's
It's a little like, yeah. I could talk to somebody. Maybe I could get you in. It's usually on Sundays, sometimes Tuesdays.
Hey, Aaron, is your shoulder still hurting? Oh, this is so embarrassing. Actually, a friend of mine, he healed it for me.
Wait, what friend is this? I don't
You want to say?
You know, it's God. God healed my shoulder for me.
So
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
it's funny when you're talking about the sugar water thing. I was trying to work on a joke. I think I just texted it to you, Jarret and Brett. Where if you are
Damn it.
don't choke. I'm nervous for him.
Brett's doing an impression of all the fish in the ocean right now.
Do it again now with that content.
Oh no.
Everything about it, the wide eyes. Oh God, big fish.
See, we are feeding them. They're fine.
Yeah, they're good.
Look, if you eat some plastic, you grow up into a human. Called evolution.
I didn't see that Dr. Seuss book.
If you're ever eating soup and also and washing it down with a can of soda, you're basically just like, ooh, salt water, but sugar water. But salt water. Yeah, but sugar water. You just come back and forth.
That's one of the reasons I don't like soup is because I love having a sugary drink with my food, and I don't feel like I could it's just so many liquids.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
Have
I'm
you
like,
ever
I
thought
had all
about
this.
carbonating your soup?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm an
maybe putting
untapped resource of genius. Like, can we talk about it? Carbonated soup. Has it been invented? No.
Someone get me Mario Batali.
I did have a good green room joke at the Sacramento Punchline. The server came in and she's like, "Do you want anything?" And somebody's like, "I want water." And she's like, "Sparkling or tap?" And they're like, I'll just take tap." And then I was like, "Can I have a Coke?" And she was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Sparkling."
And she was like, I hate comedians. Fucking hate them.
That is my joke. You guys were excellent. Thank you so much for helping me out.
Great
Give
joke.
it
man.
up
I
for
love
Rob
that.
Bryan. Next up, we got Liz Miele. But before we do that, just want to remind everybody that we have an excellent Patreon that you need to get on. A lot of great exclusive content on there. We have part 1 of our sleepover, of our in-person adult man sleepover.
It's great.
That we did is on the Patreon right now. We've got
Jared,
story
shut
time.
up. Liz is here.
I know, I'm so embarrassed.
We put on our PJs and we played cards and we ate snacks
No. Wait till she's off.
and we talked about video games. And
So
Jackie
what we're trying
Chan.
to what's your situation, Liz?
We all have STDs. You
No.
two, for just a small price of $5, can get one of Jarret's STDs.
So that's the Patreon. I forget the voice that we gave him the last time. We did give him a voice last time.
Give
when
the
he was
Patreon
on.
a voice?
Yeah, Lee drew
like-
a Patreon. He's like a
French.
Oh,
Frenchman.
right.
He was
He's a
a
French
few-
man.
yeah.
I'm on that Patreon. We have lots of great content. All right, and next up we got Liz Miele.
Yay. Okay, so I feel decent about the first part of this, and then the rest is just I'm not sure what I'm doing. So we're gonna start strong, and then we're gonna question why we had me on here. That
Mhm.
okay.
Said every
listen.
comedy club in America.
Yeah, pretty much. So I went to the dentist for the first time in 5 years last week. I'm single now, so I was like, let's clean it up, Liz. Let's make an effort. So I go, and the woman's about to clean my teeth, and she's like, "What, dude? You're like way overdue for X-rays." And I was like, "Ooh, no, thank you." And she's like, "Excuse me?" And I was like, "I don't want them." And she's like, "You have to have them." And I was like, "Oh, are they free?" And she's like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, well, let's be clear. 5 years ago, I came in here and I had 4 cavities and I needed 2 root canals. So I cannot afford your bad news pictures, let alone your bad news picture results. I'm an adult and I will no longer be paying for bad news. That's my 2021 New Year's resolution. I'm like standing on the chair. My bib is blowing in the wind somehow. And then she wrote something in my file that I can only assume said like bitch with no money. Cannot be fact checked. But this is the thing. And I think everybody knows how shitty health insurance is in America. Like that's just known. But even when you have health insurance, good health insurance, it still doesn't make sense because it's your entire body. And then it's your brain, your mouth, and sometimes your eyes. Like it's like, I don't know if you've ever been on health insurance where it's like your eyes every other year during a lunar eclipse when you don't need glasses. Like it's the most unhelpful, and it's like the most important parts. And you have it like, think of it this way, like if your car breaks down, a mechanic fixes your whole car. And if your cat breaks down, a veterinarian fixes your whole cat. But if your body breaks down, the doctor talks to a man that you give money to that's not a doctor, that discusses if they're going to pay for the issue you have. And then sometimes they're like, we're not going to pay for it. And you're like, well, what did you do with all that money? And they're like, it's not enough money. And you're like, how is it not enough money? It's literally all my money. It's like a double rent of money. And then you're yelling. And then finally they're just like, well, maybe you don't really need that part. And you talk to the doctor and they're like, you kind of do. And you're like, what if I don't pay for it? They're like, do you like soup? And it really tied in with carbonated soup. And that's what I have. It's just me crying at the end of this bit.
That is so lovely.
It's
and
great.
Such a great bit. That's so many ideas in there too. And like, I just wanted to point that out first. And then also not only compliment on you on such a thought out bit, right? This is not just an idea. This is really great. You have some awesome lines in there. But
it was 2 pages long. I've tried it twice now. I don't know if this is supposed to be super fresh, but I've tried it twice.
no, it doesn't matter. It's great.
But it was one of those things that when I tried it out, I was like, oh, this is a dentist manifesto. I was like, I had even more parts to it because I have hated this dentist. I've gone to this dentist my entire life and I have hated him all. But like as I get older, I figure out why I hate him more.
See, this is what I like about it because there is certainly a dentist part, but then there is a really clear, separate healthcare, rant, and which is really fun about that because then you go into the eye stuff and how the healthcare doesn't cover it all. I love the concept of bringing in other things that break down, like your car or your cat, to the point where these two should be together, but this feels like this is a longer bit that starts off at the dentist and has its own little thing to it, and then it expands out into this healthcare thing. So like, I wouldn't want you to try to condense this. I still think you're in like glomming on stuff territory. So I just wanted to start off by saying that and how much I like the joke.
A couple of things that I noticed. Number one is that it feels like when you're going to the specific parts part of it, that you are complaining about the fact that specialists exist and not that the insurance company kind of like separates what you're allowed to pay for based on body parts.
Yeah.
And so I think that part can be clarified a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry, go ahead, Brett.
I was just saying, I would love for you at some point to come, like, if they're saying like, oh no, that's an eye thing. If you just like are like, okay, well, what? I'll put my tongue on my eye. How about that? Will it cover it then? Because I got the you cover the tongue thing.
I just take a tooth that fell out and I put it on. I glue it to my eyelashes. I'm
Now
like,
it's dental.
is this dental care now?
During the rant at the dentist office where you're like, I'm not gonna pay for these bad news pictures, and you got up on the chair and everything, I would love it if you started a very specific Les Mis style revolt in the waiting room also, or people are putting their highlights magazines on fire, you know, and everything else that you find in a dentist waiting room, everyone's we're not the, do you hear the people sing, say the...
But they
I
all
did have
just,
an original. Oh, sorry.
crazy teeth, like cavity-ridden teeth.
Yeah.
Singing in
Their
a
breath
rant.
smells terrible.
I did have an original line because I was also like I had a diatribe about like I think my dentist is racist kind of thing, but it's like it's kind of not fair to him. He's just a shitty person. There is a difference. I've been told.
Talk about how much you hate your dentist. Like there's no other dentists. You know, I've been going to this guy for 20 years. I hate him. He's a racist. He's terrible. He's too expensive.
But you kind of understand why that happens though, right?
Oh
like,
yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Like there's a part of you, it's the same way somebody stays in a shitty relationship. You're like, yes, but I chose this shitty relationship.
Yeah.
Like
You can't leave after you've built a relationship with this person, even if they're creepy and they call you beautiful every time you sit in the chair and you're like, just do my teeth.
yeah, you're just like, I kind of know how, like I'm prepared for his creepiness. But
He knows your family now. You can't really go away.
do you?
No one's
is
gonna
it-
be
You
able to
guys feel this way?
appreciate.
I do not feel. I'm not sharing these thoughts.
Yeah, I'm 100%
just
with you.
wanna
Oh my
point-
god,
I'm
I
like,
get this.
What?
Oh yeah, no, all
Ouch.
dentists are kind of creepy. I'm very scared of
I
them.
understand you, Liz. Wait,
I do have a general question to field as like a detail I might want to put in. When you go to the dentist, do you get like a goodie bag? Do you get like a free toothbrush with their name on it and like floss? So I wanted to add a detail where I was like, I hate this. I'm not taking your I will take the floss. I can never find floss. Like they actually have really good floss, and I wonder if they get a deal. Like I kind of want to be like, I will never take this shit. Like I'm never coming back. I don't want your address. And then I'm just like, the floss is. Can I actually get an extra floss? Like, or even making a joke when I was younger, they had like as a kid, they had like a grab bag where you could get like a little toy that was clearly like 25 cents, but like just I don't know. There's little details I want to put in there because I think everybody hates the dentist, but I want to keep it away from like the dentist is scary or they're poking at your teeth. I want it to be something of like, it's so fucking expensive. And like, I had 4 people come up to me after I did it the first time. And they're like, I didn't know you could say no. And I'm like, you absolutely can say no.
That's really funny.
Because I asked her, I was like, how much is it? And she's like, it's $400. And I was like, I didn't even have the $150 for the teeth cleaning. Like that was saved up over time. Like it's so insane that they're like, you have to. And I was like, what do you mean you have to? I was like, I'm like
I was
teaching people dentist boundaries.
I was thinking that the goodie bag always comes in at the end. Maybe a funny thing to do would be as you're going on this rant, they try to give you the goodie bag as if to say, we need you to leave.
Yeah.
It's like, I haven't even got my teeth cleaned yet. You can't give me this goodie bag. And you know what? I'm not taking your goodie bag. I'll take the floss because I have trouble finding floss.
Yeah, no.
That is funny that they hand you the goodie bag like as if they're playing you off on the Oscars. Your speech is like, okay, here you go. You're like, no, I'm not done yet.
I'm like, ooh, where do you get this floss? Like, I get distracted. I'm like a kitten. I'm just like, oh, string.
Liz, I thought you were going to say that you didn't switch dentists because of health insurance. I thought you were like, because I have a periodontist that I hate, and I'm pretty sure is a Trump supporter. I want to leave him desperately, but my insurance doesn't cover anybody else who's good.
A periodontist is a gum specialist.
It is a gum specialist, yeah.
Oh my God, I've learned so much about your body I didn't want to know this episode.
Welcome to Is This Anything?
You guys know when you're feeling horny after getting back from the periodontist?
You know what I'm talking about.
You guys know how you have to get your teeth cleaned every 3 months because your gums are poisoned? Anybody? Right? That's not just me, right?
I don't want to plug my own podcast, but I have a podcast called Two Non-Doctors where that's pretty much what we do. So I'm just like listening to you talk and I'm like, I should have started this with Jarret.
No, I mean, you should have me on. I'm good for like 80 episodes.
Like Jarret would clearly
Ever
have...
need people to talk about what's wrong with their bodies.
Every week we talk about what we Googled and it's just literally being like, I don't know, my ear was ringing and I thought I was dying. And then the internet said I was, so I gotta figure that out.
I can't wait to say all the things that are wrong with my body. But before I get to that, because I also have a similar issue with trying to find a new gastroenterologist. This is a digestion system doctor.
Yeah,
and I had one that was really bad. And I tried to move to another one, and they were like, "Oh yeah, there's all these gastros that we can recommend you. They're in the NYU system. It's great." And
But
then
they all love Trump.
I would
Right.
reach out to one, and they would be like, "Well, what do you want to come in for?" And I'm like, "Well, I have a fatty liver, and I have acid reflux." And they're like, "Oh, we only do IBS." And I'm like, "All right, but I just need
I
a
didn't
gas."
know they could get even more specialized
Exactly,
after
yeah.
being specialized. Fucking all I really do think doctor. And then the other thing I wanted to flip it to is both my parents are veterinarians, and my mom does dentals on cats. My mom is fixing,
Right.
they do cancer. They literally do the entire cat. So then fast forward, my parents retired and they're now vaccinating people. And I keep joking with my mom. I was like, it's the first time you've ever helped anybody. I got a Rosie the Riveter socks. I was like, you're on the front line. Look at you. But so this is, and I haven't gotten this to work, and I do want to, if I can get this dentist thing to work, maybe I can get this other thing to work too, but I haven't figured out the angle. So basically my, originally when they were having people volunteer to vaccinate people, it was doctors and nurses. And then they got desperate and it was retired doctors, retired nurses. Then they got more desperate. So then it was like EMTs and like a kid that lifeguarded once during a summer break, and like a girl that played with a Dr. Barbie. Then it was veterinarians, then it was dentists. So my mom goes to our family dentist and she goes, "Hey, they're so desperate they're letting in veterinarians and dentists. Isn't that funny?" And he didn't find it funny because he thinks he's a real doctor.
Yeah.
And I want to do something that like kind of at the end of it was like dentists are the worst. So I have to figure that out because I want to shout out my mom because I think she's amazing, but also, and I shit on her my entire act, but I also think it's so funny that my mom tried to tell a joke to the dentist and he was like, "No, I've always been a real doctor." And it's like, nobody thinks you're a real doctor.
Every dentist is like, "I guess they just lost our address." You know, and keep on asking, I know they need people, but I don't know.
They brought
Well,
in
that's
flight
because
attendants and
the
stuff.
reason they waited for a dentist to be last is because the dentist would be like, "Okay, now just give me your arm, and how often have you been flossing?"
Yeah, just making everyone uncomfortable. I noticed when you were gritting your teeth before the vaccination that you have a little bit of gum disease, and I can really recommend something that's like $200 for you.
Why do I have to open my mouth for this vaccination?
Yeah. They just place a business card in there, their toothbrush with their addresses on it.
Do you think it'd be funny if before they asked dentists, they asked the person who just got vaccinated?
Handled that really well.
You saw it. You saw it happen. Can you do that? Do you think?
Can you do that back?
Yeah. They're doing like a daisy chain of vaccinations.
Yeah.
Just vaccinate the person
You
you're
did
right.
it. You had it done to you, so then you do it to the next guy.
It'd be
It's like
funny
pass the mic, but like for helping people.
if the dental hygienists were like 3 or 4 tiers before the actual dentist.
Yes.
Dental students.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love the imagery of you standing on the chair of your bib, like flapping in the wind, and just all that. And I keep on wanting to pull more dentist-related things. So I want you standing on the chair, bib flapping in the wind. You turn the little light up to you, so like as like a little
Yeah.
spotlight while you're on your soapbox. You sit there, you like rinsed, you like, and another thing. You took a little break.
Well,
They try to get you off by squirting water at you with that little gun thing.
because you know how they have a thing that blows to kind of dry
Yeah.
out your mouth. I
What
kind of
sucks.
have to figure out what that is or know
Oh,
the
the
right way of
tapping.
saying it because it's like I wanted to say like my bib was blowing in the wind, but really it was just the
little air gun thing.
the
whatever.
air gun.
Yeah.
I have to like
little
'cause-
mouth vacuum.
yeah, whatever the fuck that is. Because
Well,
like
there's two
whenever
things. There's the mouth vacuum and there's the air gun.
yeah. And then like a cat, she's like squirting me. She's like, God, this happens every week with these millennials.
My bib was flowing in the wind, or it got stuck in that suction machine.
Yeah.
I think that'll do it.
Yeah, I loved all that soapbox specifics was really, really cool.
Mm-hmm. Bad news pictures is a great way.
Oh, yeah, bad news
great
pictures, too.
descriptor for
Mhm.
for X-rays.
I was also thinking about if you could haggle with them in a degree of scale or quality where, I mean, I'm not sure how much it fits, but you're like, oh, X-rays, like, do you have like a low res X-ray? Maybe
like a 750. You have
Yeah.
a Zoom quality
Yeah.
X-ray.
I
where
don't
you
need HD pictures of my
Yeah,
teeth.
I don't need 1080p. You know.
Oh, I like that. I like that idea of like haggling, and also like if I give you my molar and you sell it on the black market, can I like come in for free? Like just like trying to like haggle.
Or you can just be like, why don't you just work on any cavities that you see
Yeah.
with your eyeballs?
Yeah.
If you
You've been doing this 40 years and you
Yeah.
can't see a tooth and know. Like,
watch.
we're 2 years away from an X-ray app where I just fucking go and just send it to them. And just be like, is this anything? Call back.
Do you have like a spackle that you could do instead of the full cavity filling?
I just put lecoq.
Eventually, we're getting to just brush and floss.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the cheapest way. It's just to brush and floss.
I do that.
Mhm.
I do.
You know, I just
And I start crying.
Good tag.
I cry at the end of all my jokes. Actually, it really ties every bit together.
That's one way to sell merch.
There are comedians that laugh after their jokes. I cry, and I really feel original.
She's crying at her own jokes.
Yeah. Oh God, I hate when they cry at their own jokes.
There are probably poets that do that.
Aren't we supposed to be the ones that are crying?
All right. Anything else for Liz? Everybody. Anything else for Liz?
What? I feel like I had a thought.
Got to be a burn. Come on, Brett. I believe in you.
You cry at the end of all your jokes, just like your audience.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That was it.
We're never having you back. Okay.
Fuck you, Liz. Okay. Next.
All right. Next up, we got Jarret Berenstein. That's me. Okay. So I have a bit that I did on the show about assassins in movies, and this will sort of like fit into that
Yeah,
joke.
I remember this.
So you know in movies when there's like some place that you're trying to break into, and they use like thumbprint technology, and so they'll have like a guy like cut off the thumb and just like like put it on the scan. Do you think that guy keeps the thumb in case he ever has to get back in there? Like maybe this guy's got like a whole keychain of thumbs for like all the different buildings. And so you can hire him just to be like, yeah, this guy can get you in the Capitol building, but he's really gross. All right, that's all I got.
Oh, can I? Sorry. I
Yeah, go
love the
ahead.
idea that you put it in your pocket and then like his wife later is like, you gotta stop putting thumbs in your like I can't get these blood stains out. Then you forget and it goes with the rest of the cycle and then there's like fucking guts everywhere and now that was my favorite bra. Jesus. Like I just like the idea.
And now it's got thumb on it.
Like this is a new bra. Like
When that guy leaves the house, he's like, wallet, phone, thumbs.
Every thumb to key specific is always going to be funny to me. There's nothing, just like a thumb drawer at home, and he's like, he's just rifling through, or he's like holding thumbs up to the light, like that's not it.
Well, every time he goes to the building, he has to try like 3 different thumbs. He's like, no, I gotta label these.
Or there's a trick you can put like nail polish on a key to like differentiate it to the front door. So the idea
like
that you're like blue nail is the Capitol building, orange nail is
That's the National Bank.
yeah, exactly.
You go to a locksmith. Can I make a duplicate? I just need one.
You wouldn't go to a locksmith, you would literally go to a morgue. And you're like, hey, do you have anything in like Russian old man? Like
I just like the idea of him having like one of those big keychains, like a janitor has.
yeah.
So there's like 100 thumbs on there.
And then he drops it and he's like, oh, I hate when I do that. It was in a specific order.
Whenever he's walking, instead of hearing keys jingling, you just hear like.
It's just like a little round of applause.
I mean, it would be kind of squishy, wouldn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I figured some of them are dried out,
Yeah, probably.
Also, he has a little tiny thumb for the mail.
He has a tiny thumb so he can read the FBI's mail.
Eyeballs are like fob keys, where they're just like,
Oh, yeah.
get it up. Beep, beep. All right, good. Got a couple eyeballs too,
It'd be funny if he cut off his own thumb for his house.
So I love it. I love the concept because taking that further and having just the key ring itself.
And then think of the merch possibility.
Guys, I don't think I can go back on tour. We have more thumbs.
Somebody's waiting for him to like get in, and he's just trying each one, and he's getting all nervous, and he's like, "Sorry, I'm all thumbs."
Yay!
I think Rob would like it. Surprised Liz liked it.
Yeah, no, I've really changed.
She.
I just miss being around people.
There's got to be some. Okay, so I
He's
imagine
got a keychain full of thumbs and a bowl of eyeballs.
Well, yeah,
also.
yeah. I like
Yeah.
the eyeballs thing. That's a nice.
I mean, if we're gonna go cheesy, one's green, and you're like, oh, I forgot to water my plant.
I forgot to break into the arboretum.
Yeah, you're like, ew.
I gotta break into the botanical gardens? For what? For why?
Why?
Or it's just the Hulk.
And why does the botanical gardens have that level of security?
What are half of these even for?
These orchids need to be protected at all costs.
The head of the CIA, he has a skeleton thumb because he can get into a lot. He's got high clearance.
Okay, I've got it. He's trying to find a specific.
You've got it.
name.
I just said skeleton thumb. Hold on. But now you've got it.
So dismissive. No, I can do better.
I don't think you heard me, Brett. Skeleton thumb. End of episode. End of show.
Roll credits.
Yeah.
Goodbye, lady.
Thumb drop. Just thumb drop.
Oh man, this episode's gonna have a great thumbnail. The guy is he's trying to read a piece of paper, but he can't quite get it, so he takes one of the thumbs off of his keychain. He's like,
We can edit this out, right?
Okay.
Skeleton key.
skeleton thumb. Hey,
Skeleton
that was
thumb.
good, Rob. I'm sorry.
All right. Thank you so much for the feedback, everybody. Great thumb bits. Yeah. And then I think it's time for Leedy, right?
Alrighty.
Can we title this episode "Thumb and Thumber"?
Oh my
Ooh,
god.
Thumb and thumbers.
I love it.
That's
I love it. That's
excellent.
amazing. The last time Leedy was on, we were saying we needed to write a song for her segment. Which here's the thing, guys.
Is it
We're
just
already
Leedy
taking.
could do better.
We're already asking people for songs for the intro. I don't think that we should take suggestions for the Leedy song. I think we should come up with our own Leedy song.
Didn't we just make one up on the fly last time?
Yeah, but I think we should have one though. You know, like we can make them up.
I think we should let Liddy in for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let the
That's
second
part of
lady
it.
in.
It's time for Leedy to do doodles.
There we go.
Okey-doke.
We got one for. We can make a new one every time.
Thanks. Yeah. I need to be a co-host so I can share the.
Yeah.
Lady's gotta be a co-host so she can do her thing.
No, can you do it as Elvis? That was really bad.
Yeah, Elvis does a Leedy song, Brett.
I don't know if I could do it without. I need some blues behind that. I don't know if I could get it. A lady, a doodle. Here she comes with her doodles. She can draw. She's a doodler. The end.
You know what? Surprisingly fun.
Brilliant. Alrighty. Well, first up, I have dictionary. Problematic.
This
This
word
word in the dictionary is problematic.
Excellent.
That's wonderful.
Next, I have uh-huh.
Hey!
There we go.
I spent far too much time on
Wow.
the face and not enough time on the outfit, so it looks so out of place.
Well, I
That-
just was like,
that really
his
does look like
eyes
me,
are
though.
stunning, and his hair is so well coiffed, and then he just like
Kinda
had
falls
a
apart.
flower dump in Hawaii.
Yeah. Then next I have this. Oh,
Ooh.
Very
Oh, that's
nice.
me at Bloomingdale's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
after they fixed your eyes, made you look normal.
Yeah, that is a great.
then I
That's
have
awesome.
more Jarrets.
Are they socialists? What's going on? They're here to bring down the patriarchy.
Oh, that is wonderful. This arm, is that like an extra chromosome? What is it going on?
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Then I have wink. That's Frank and Jarrett.
Okay, I just had sex.
Then I have Liz as the bully.
Yeah.
Let us out.
All four of us are in there. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
all
the spray
four.
paint. What a
We're
great
in the locker.
detail.
What does
on
it
that
say?
Z.
ITA losers.
We're in there like, This could be a good Patreon episode.
Hey, we're all trapped in a locker because Liz put us in here.
My cat eye looks amazing, by the way. Thank you, Leedy.
Yeah.
This looks amazing.
Yeah, I feel like I have a really good cat eye.
That's great.
And then I have the Brett fish.
Is that what I looked like?
Yes.
That's wonderful.
And last but not least, I have something which I like to call Lay Liz.
Oh, awesome.
This is so cool.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wow.
Look
That's
at that
amazing.
Right
That's
blind
awesome.
spot on the red flag.
Garrett, sing this Les Mis song now.
Do you hear the people singing the songs of angry men?
But make it Lizified.
I was trying to think about how to make it about dentists.
Yeah, do it. Do it on the spot right now.
Liz Miz. Lay Liz is better.
I mean, just so you know, it's definitely going to be Lesbian Liz. Like, that hasn't been a nickname since I was 9. Take it off. Leedy, take it off.
Oh no, I don't know how to undo it.
It's just Lee.
That's it for me.
Oh, that was
Leedy.
so cool.
Yay. Thank you, Leedy.
Thank you.
Excellent job. Follow Leedy at Art for My Heroes, patreon.com/Leedy Corbin. And thank you again, Leedy. And Liz, anything you would like to plug?
Yeah.
At the proper time now?
Oh, fuck off. I'm on tour, so if you guys want to come see me, I don't know when this comes out, but July, I'm already heading out to places like Atlanta.
This will be out by July.
Okay, yeah, Atlanta and Long Island and Arlington, Virginia and Cleveland. I have a book called Why Cats Are Assholes. I have a podcast called Two Non-Doctors. Jarrett's going to come on and just blow it out of the water.
2 non-doctors and 1 non-human.
Yeah, with his sadness. And I have a free hour special called Self-Help Me on YouTube.
Awesome. And everybody can find that out at lizmiele.com.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I really thought you were going to say, and I have a free hour of time, so if you guys want to do some more jokes.
Yeah, and so I have all these ideas if you guys want to keep doing this.
And
awesome.
Leedy, where can we find your stuff?
Oh, you can find me on Patreon /Leedy Corbin. And then I'm also on Twitch, twitch.tv/LeedyArt, and Instagram, Art for My Heroes.
And you can find Leedy, I think starting August, will be on the Steve tours, and I will probably be on some of those with her. And yeah, thank you both so much for coming on. This is my favorite episode today.
Yeah, Liz and Leedy
No,
kicked
this is a great
it
episode.
out of the park.
They kicked it out of the park?
They kicked it out of the park. That's how good they are at baseball. They kicked it.
Yeah, you've helped me so much. I think I wrote down this was the worst afternoon I've ever spent on Zoom. That's what I wrote down.
Thanks again, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Thanks so much for watching. Check back every Monday for new episodes, or you can listen wherever you enjoy podcasts. If you want to help support the show, tell your friends how much you like Is This Anything? Or get involved, like an episode, share, comment, subscribe. If you want more Is This Anything, you gotta join our Patreon at patreon.com/ITAPod. We have a ton of awesome exclusive content on there, and you can join for as little as $1 a month. Check out the links in the description, and hopefully we'll see you next week.